Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, so this week in AI was, well, it was a lot. The headlines were screaming about these super powerful new models that, you can't actually use. But the real story, the stuff that's going to matter to you and me, that was happening just under the radar.
Yeah, I'm talking about the huge new releases from places like Anthropic and OpenAI. The problem is, they're so powerful that for, safety reasons, they're basically locked away. Almost nobody gets to play with them.
And honestly, this quote just nails the feeling a lot of us had. It's like, don't show me the cool new stuff if I can't even try it. But, and this is the important part, the real breakthroughs this week weren't those locked up models. Nope. It was the stuff we can all actually get our hands on and use right now.
So let's talk about what we can use. Two major new players just stepped onto the scene. You've got one from a massive tech giant, and then a really interesting one from a kind of underdog in the open source world.
So in one corner, you have Meta with Muse Spark. This is their first big model drop in over a year, so it's a pretty big deal. And in the other corner, you've got GLM 5.1 from ZenAI. This is a huge open source model coming out of China, which is fascinating. But here's where it gets really interesting. Take a look at this. On a really important coding benchmark, the open source model GLM 5.1 is actually beating the latest and greatest from the big US labs. I mean, that is a massive deal. It's a huge win for the open source world, and it shows you that this is a global race now, for sure. Now, don't get me wrong, Meta's Muse Spark is pretty decent, especially with how it understands images. But the experts are kind of split on it. See, Meta is really aiming at it being a personal agent for things like shopping or games, which is, well, it's just a totally different game than what its rivals are playing. For example, the well-known AI researcher Francois Chalet, he did not hold back. He basically said, it looks like Meta built this model to get high scores on tests, not to actually be useful for real-world stuff. Ouch. But then you have the complete opposite reaction to ZAI's model. People were loving it, not just because it's powerful, but because they made it open source for everyone. This was seen as a massive plus, especially since this thing is built to just run on its own for hours and get stuff done. Okay, so this is crucial. A powerful model is great, but it's kind of like having a super fast engine without a car. It's what you do with it that counts. And that brings us perfectly to this next thing, a really big new tool from Anthropic. So Anthropic just dropped something called Claude Managed Agents. Think of it like a complete toolkit, an agent harness, if you will, that you get right out of the box. It has all the complicated stuff you need to take a brainy AI model and turn it into an agent that can actually go out and do things in the digital world. And the value prop here is just massive. It means a business can start using powerful AI agents without spending months and a ton of money building all the plumbing themselves. Their engineers can just, focus on building their actual product. It's a game changer. All right, let's shift gears for our last point. There was this one update this week that kind of flew under the radar, but honestly, it might have the biggest impact on how you actually use AI day to day. You know how it is. If you use any of the AI chatbots, your chat history is probably a complete mess, right? You've got a work project, a travel plan, and some random recipe all jumbled up in one long, confusing scroll. It's a nightmare to organize. Well, Google decided to fix this, and they tackled it head-on by launching something called Notebooks inside Gemini. And this is a huge quality-of-life upgrade. It basically lets you create separate spaces for different tasks, where you can dump in resources and instructions. It's like you're building a second brain for your AI to use, so it knows the context for each project. It's all about making the AI truly work for you. Okay, so let's zoom out. When you cut through all the noise about the models you can't have, what was this week really all about? What's the big takeaway? The real story is this. The race isn't just about one company building the best model anymore. It's diversifying. You've got powerful open source challengers. You have the focus shifting from raw intelligence to actual tools that let you build agents. And finally, companies are realizing that user experience, just making a thing easy and pleasant to use, is absolutely critical. The whole ecosystem is just getting stronger and way more useful for everyone. And what that does is shift the challenge. It's not just on the big AI labs anymore. It's on the builders, the developers, the creators. It's on you. The models are here. The tools are ready. So the big question we're left with is, who's going to be the first to build a truly useful agent? The pieces are on the board.
Now it's time to play.